Hello everybody and welcome back to Tier 3 of JCR. We are here at round 3 in Abu Dhabi. We've just begun qualifying and everybody is on their outlap now. And we will see what sort of laps can be put down from everybody today. As our Mercedes drivers lead the way into the main straight for them to start their lap. Bear with me a second while I invite another you cool man. Coming down the second straight here. A Hamodi. Got his DRS open, burning all of his battery, as you don't really need it much for Sector 3. Round the huge bend at the top that replaced the triple chicane. Really off camber this last sector here, so it can be quite difficult. And a 24 dead Siggy puts down as the time to beat for everybody here today. Hamodi does a 24.3. We'll see what Behind Tech can do. He can do a 24.9 as we look to Nappy World, who gets a 23.1 and goes on pole position by 9/10 of a second. Sam R puts in a 23.6 to go P2 for Haas. Our next driver to come up to the line is going to be SNZ. Looks like a fairly clean lap so far. SNZ has had the pace in the previous races, so we'll see what he can do. And it is a 23.5. The steal P2 from Sam, and in the background that's Ted crossing the line to go P8 with a 24.9. Next up is going to be Christian Mario. As, nearly bins it in the second to last, coming out the second to last corner there. And he goes 9th with a 26.1. And into the pits comes everybody that just did their lap. Valley here on his outlap. They're just a bit offset from the rest of the grid. He's going to be our only driver on track once 3 behind him pit. And he goes on to his lap. We'll go on board with him here. Flat out both of these corners in these 25 cars. Into turn 5, very tight hairpin. He just runs a little bit wide. Gotta burn all of your battery down this straight here. And a really, really harsh braking zone for the tight chicane. as he goes up and over the hill, along the back straight, trying to get rid of all the other percent of battery that he's got. Then turn 9, really long sweeping left-hander. Just run out wide onto the curb there, but not too far, as it is a bit bumpy. And now the slow section under the hotel. Really easy to get understeer and run wide there. As he takes it into the final corner and comes up to the line, and it is a 24.8 to put him P7. So he'll be hoping to do a better lap than that later on in this session. As here comes Sam on his outlap. W Coolman starts his first lap of this qualifying session. Into turn 5, looks like a good sector 1 for him. And blasting down the main straight now. He has invalidated his lap. Go on to his teammate, who is also yet to set a lap. Just starting one right now. Flat out through the first sector. A little bit of a lock up into turn 5. There's a Ferrari there taking out one of the brake markers, it appears. And he's going to be using all of his battery down this straight, but he doesn't look like he's left a lot for himself for the rest of this lap. And just running wide and invalidating his lap there. A bit unfortunate. Sam R pushes up to only 2 thousandths off current provisional pole at the moment. SNZ goes P3. Still only 3 of them in the 123s at the moment. As Leon does a 23.4 and becomes the second person to get into the 123s here. Or the fourth person, sorry. So yeah, that'll be him starting in the podium places. As there's a yellow flag for Heck in the third sector. I wonder what that's about. He needs an invite. A Hamodi makes it into the 23s with a 23.8. We'll see, is anybody else on a lap? Looks like Head might be. And he's got a purple sector too, if the game is to be believed. And oh, lucky that he doesn't invalidate his lap there. Ferrari of Christian Mario causing a yellow flag through sector 3. Head comes up to the line, what can he do? A 24.4. Looks like Christian Mario might have had some sort of issue. Doesn't appear to be any damage on that car. I'm not quite sure what that is about. Got a few people on outlaps now. It's not Ziggy, it is Valley. And looks like he just put in a new PB of a 24.6 there. Let's see who else is on a lap. The Alpines are on outlap. A Hamodi is coming into the pit. Sam is on a push lap, and he is up by enough to take provisional pole at the moment. As into turn 9 he goes, we'll see how well this lap does, but it does look to be okay at the moment. Got a yellow flag as Tesco Trolley bins it in hairpin in sector 1. And Sam decides to pit. So clearly not up on any time. We'll go back to Valley. Looks like he's going to try and have a second crack at it on this set of tyres. Harold is 6/10 down on his personal best, and he is invalidated, so it looks like this qualifying session might be over for him unless he can do a cooldown lap and get another lap in. Leo retires from the session. Modi on an outlap here behind the Red Bull of Valley. Stiggy appears to be on a push lap. We will see what he can do. using all the track out of turn 9. He will be hoping that that Mercedes gets out of the way in time. And he invalidates his lap, so unfortunately that is his session over, and he comes into the pits. As everybody that is on track is now on a lap. That includes your current provisional pole sitter Nappy, who is up by about a tenth in Sector 1. Can he pull off a sub 23 in this lap? We will find out. As we go to Ted. He is up by 2/10. I mean, a bit more than that if he wants to make a position change with this lap. Tech is now in the 23s with a 23.707. And we come on to Nappy World as he rounds the final corner. We'll see what sort of lap he can do. And it's a 23 dead to extend his lead at the top. And I don't think anyone is on a lap to change that. As the Alpine there of W. Kuhlmann rounds the last corner, can't improve. Hamodi pretty much matching his personal best on that lap. Looks like pretty much everybody else is on some form of in-lap. SNZ did improve his time, but it didn't improve his position from the last round of laps. So still P3 for him. So that seems to be your quali grid for round 3 of JCR Tier 3. We've got Nappy World on provisional pole, Sam in the Haas in P2, and SNZ to round out your top 3, with Leon, who retired from the session, in P4, Tech in P5, Hamodi in P6, Ted in P7, Siggy in P9, Harold in P9, and Christian Mario rounds out your top 10. Moving down to Valley in P11, W. Coolman in P12, Cannon and Tesco, Trolley and Defaults all not completing a lap in the session. We begin our formation lap. Nappy leading the way, and Sam and SNZ following closely. And that is everybody beginning to line up now. Default's coming up to the rear of the grid. And it's all eyes to the lights and foot to the floor. And we are racing here in Abu Dhabi for Tier 3 of JCR. It looks like the Ferrari of Leon gets a good start, and he's going to be competing for P2 there. As Sam drops back, and SNZ makes up places into P2. So a few moves off the start. Tech gets past his teammate as well, as Sam tries to have a go back at him. Further down the field, looks like Siggy may have made up a place up into P7. And looks like we're going to be expecting a 2-stop today, but the 1-stop definitely is possible. I know those in Tier 1 will be doing it, so we will see if our Tier 3 drivers decide to do it. As it is fairly close in the back of the pack here, and nearly everybody still within DRS range of the person in front of them. Nappy World sets fastest lap down at a 1:28.8. Here comes Tech. Let's see if anybody is deciding to make a move down the field, and it's a lock-up for the Alpine of Tesco Trolley, and it looks like he goes into the back of Valley there as he makes an overtake on the Red Bull driver. Hamodi looks like he's getting overtaken by Siggy. They're side by side, coming down this straight here. Oh, now it's a three-way fight as Harold gets into the mix. And Siggy has ended up losing a position from all of that. Possibly even two. As the McLaren of Cannon is now trying to make up moves here. After starting from the back of the grid. And Leon setting the fastest lap there, really showing that he is not here to just sit back. He's really going to try and take the fight to Nappy. It looks like he's maybe losing grip on the DRS here. As he only just barely got it there. Oh, and contact there between the Red Bull and the McLaren. Two Red Bulls battling each other. But clearly Siggy in front having much more battery, pulling away on the straight. Esco Trolley is already crossed track limits too many times in this early stage of the race. And Ted also gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. As we have a yellow flag in sector 3. I wonder who that is for. That looks like it's possibly for Ted. As he comes into the pits now to get a front wing replacement. Possibly contact there with Christian Mario. We'll go back to the front and see if there are any moves to be made. Huge closing speed there from Leon as he nearly hits the back of Daffy World into the braking zone. Maybe Coolman getting past his teammate. Can he go around the outside of turn 9? Not quite. And he just has to sit behind Nappy for one more lap, but it does look like he might have the pace. They're on the same tyres here, only a handful of people opting to not start on the mediums. So Sam will be a bit disappointed to have been overtaken on the first lap after having started on softs. Try and get a good launch. The top three already pulling. Oh, and that's Nappy off into the barrier. He's crashed, and he is now on the track, trying to get off of the racing line so that he doesn't hit too many people. But he has lost his front wing, and that is going to be this race completely thrown in the air there, as now there's only two people in contention for the lead. So potentially we could be seeing some DRS games from now on. Can Leon have another go around the outside of turn 9? No, he gets in front before they even make it there. SNZ having a little snap on mid corner. As it looks like Sam, starting on softs, is starting to get to him a little bit. And his pace maybe just falling off. We end this lap with the new race leader of Leon, but SNZ is close behind and not willing to give up that win easily. Both of them kind of going off track or having a little moment. SNZ goes for a dive. He makes sure to stay behind in the DRS detection point. All of this has allowed Tech to get back into DRS range of the two. Didn't get it there, but he will likely get it coming out of the chicane as the two go side by side again. SNZ pulls in front into the braking zone. Leon tries to get a better exit. You'll see what he can do as he opens that rear flap and sails on by. That has brought the DRS train that runs down to 6th back into contention for this victory. And I just remind you there that A. Hamodi is on the hard compound tyres as well, so this is all good news for him after having started on the disadvantaged tyre and now still within the DRS train that runs up to the lead. As the two nearly going side by side through the first two corners here. SNZ, he's picked up the DRS from the detection point, but he's going to try and go around the outside. What a move from him into turn 5. He's in front, and he should have the DRS as well. He does, but it does give Leon the toe. So the question is, what is more powerful? It looks like what's more powerful is Tech possibly having more battery, and he absolutely blitzes past the rest on the straight here and moves up into first place, taking advantage of the two battling. What a stellar job there by Tech as his teammate gets up into P2 as well to make it a Haas 1-2 after it was looking like they were possibly out of contention just 3 laps ago. Oh, and is that a Hamodi into the wall on the inside of turn 9? It looks like it is. He might potentially have damage on his car. Looks like he might. In case you didn't see, Leon there was able to get around the outside of Sam into turn 9. So the Haas 1-2 may have to wait a little longer, just trying to get an angle on this Mercedes here. It doesn't look like his wing is damaged, so he might be okay. And Sam there already out of DRS of the top 2, so he's going to leave his teammate to fend for himself. Can his teammate possibly back up Leon in the 3rd sector to help his teammate to also make up some places? Happy World sets the fastest lap of the race after having pitted for the hard compound tyre. Oh, and that's a rear lockup for Sam. I really think he needs to pit off of these softs now. They don't really last much longer than 5 laps, but to take them for 8 is quite the achievement. Leon trying to go around the outside turn 9, and he does. Outbraking Tech and soaring on by. SNZ makes it up into P3, and looks like Tech is going to try and go around the outside into turn 11. And he does. So maintains his lead and comes into the pits looking to possibly undercut his rival and break that all-important DRS for this track. We will see. Unfortunately, Sam has also pitted, so he is going to get double stacked at this pit stop. And that is really unfortunate for him. A lot of time lost there. So, not a lot of those within DRS at the moment, bar W Coolman and Defaults. Both of them starting from further back on the grid and are still further back of those who have opted not to pit yet. Heck has really played this to perfection. He comes out still in the effective lead with a nice 8-second gap to the next closest car to make use of those brand new tyres. Now it's closing up on SNZ. Go on board with Leon and we will see if he pits this lap. It looks like he is coming into the pit lane. Hards for Leon to match Tech. So I think for a lot of people the one stop might be out of question now, except potentially SNZ, who might be trying to extend his stint to make it work. He's got Harold right behind him, and Harold has a really high closing speed. He's going to sit behind him for this braking zone to make sure he gets the DRS for the next zone. And it's active, and he flies on by SNZ. Heck already pulled out of DRS from Siggy, as Leon also makes his way past Siggy, but it looks like Siggy's going to come back at him. They're side by side into turn 11. Oh, really close between the two of them there. And this is not helping Leon's race. This is allowing Tech to build a lead and get away here. SNZ is not on the two-stop as he pits already. Though potentially he could make the hards extend if they last that long. Sam putting in the fastest lap of the race on mediums. One of the only people to not go into hards for their first pit stop. Leon really has to make the move stick here, or this is starting to really impact his race. And he goes for it, and then backs out, maybe to try and take DRS for this straight here. And it looks like he has the move done. As Harold comes into the pits, I think there is a good chance that he could pull off the one stop from here. And Tech gets a 3-second time penalty. So that will massively affect his race, as it puts Leon back into effective contention for the race win. As we see Sam also trying to make his way past the Red Bull. And he does. Getting up into 5th place. Which is a podium of those who have pitted already. But he is definitely on the 2-stop here, having gone on the medium tyres. Defaults finally comes into the pits, as does W Coolman. So your top 5 has now all come into the pits at least once, I believe, unless Siggy hasn't. No, he has, and it looks like he's going to lose a position to SNZ. He might have a go back at him into the chicane. Yes, he does. Braking deep. And oh, there's contact between the two cars. As they come up over the hill, Siggy will get the DRS again. Flies by SNZ. Leon has really caught up. Oh, SNZ has got past Siggy in Sector 3. Not quite sure how he managed to pull that off. It looks like we're going to have a fight for the lead between these two once again. Leon with the advantage of not having that 3-second time penalty. He has plenty of battery, as does Tech. They try and make a move into turn 9. They'll both be blasting plenty of battery. They might get there. No, he has to settle. Trying again next lap. That's Cannon getting past Nappy World and up into P8. Hamodi looking like he wants to get the position of Harold. And there is a yellow flag. Looks like it has been cleared. They go back to the battle for the top 2. Leon making a dummy move into the hairpin for a second lap in a row. It's not giving him a really good exit on this straight. I think he'll be happy to just sit in none, collect some battery, sit behind the Haas, going into the chicane. This is where he's really going to try his move. Blasting overtake with the DRS open. He pulls alongside to go into turn 9. And he swoops around the outside. Can Tech come back at him? It doesn't look like he can. It looks like he might have a bit of battery. So they try and outbrake each other into turn 11. And Tech gets the inside line. But then Leon does not get back through. Stupid hotel being in the way. Can't see anything. As a Hamodi made his way past Harold. Two of them still very close. Leon decides to take the racing line through the hairpin this lap. We will see if that works out better for him. Both of them sitting on none. All want to save all of their battery for turn 9. As through Leon comes again. Can he make it alongside into turn 9? Yes he can, but not far enough to try and move like he did last lap. That's default. Sorry, that's Harold makes his way back past Hamodi. And no position change for the top 2 this lap again. Sam comes into the pits off medium tyres. I assume he's going to try and go hard to the end from here on. Leon in a really good position to attack this straight. Burning battery, which he usually doesn't do. He usually sits on none for this one, so maybe he's trying something different this lap. Heck is nearly out of battery completely. Leon has about 50%. When he goes for the inside this time, he manages to steal it, and he's through before the corner. And I don't think Tech will have the battery to try and come back into turn 11 like he did last time. Leon defends just in case. Really good defensive driving. Oh, and Tech just throwing that dummy move put Leon off, and he nearly went into the wall. Using an overtake out of the final corner to try and get himself up into first. Interesting strategy, but it means that he has almost no battery, while Leon's is nearly full. Cannon gets 3-second time penalty. Leon making himself look big in Tech's mirrors, trying to put him off. Change into turn 6. Will he try and make a move into turn 9 again? It's got the battery. Not got the grip. Might try something into turn 11. Uses all the battery. And no, he decides to try again next lap. Siggy side by side with Hamodi. Oh, and just a little bit of contact between the two. And now is Siggy coming into the pits. Back up in front. Top 2 trying something again this lap. enables a DRS. And this time he does manage to get in front into turn 9. And it's pulled quite the gap. Can he make it stick this lap? Will Tech try out the final corner again? I don't think he's close enough like he was last time. And Leon comes into the pits, wanting to get the jump on Tech. As he sees how crucial the track position was that Tech got last time. And you can see Tech's tyres there are about 60%. So definitely a bit worse for wear. SNZ here, trying to make his way past defaults. And all the two making contact. There's Tech into the pits, not wanting to get undercut too much. Siggy with the fastest lap there, soon to be beaten by Nappy World, our pole sitter, who spun into turn 3. SNZ picks up a time penalty. And Tech's quite far back, there's quite a gap there. I'm not sure if anything happened on his in-lap. Much fresher tyres than those in front. Trying to make his way past defaults, but he's really struggling. Leon trying to make his way past A Hamodi as well. W Coolman pits for fresh tyres as well. Leon really wanting that DRS. Staying behind. That is DRS enabled for him now. As he blasts past A Hamodi and up into second place. Tech makes it past defaults as well, and Ted retires from the session. Looks like it was in the pits. SNZ up in front, making a move on Sam. And Biggie has left the session from P9, so I'm not sure if that... It looks like a disconnect. As his AI comes into the pits. Which is strange, as he just pitted. I'm not sure how he would have any new hards anyway. His hards look ancient. Heck, making his way up by SNZ. And now is behind Christian Mario. Sam also making his way past SNZ, but it looks close. SNZ might be able to come back at him if he's got the battery. No, he doesn't. It does seem like CF Harold here is committed to making the one-stop work. Once again, that's SNZ making an overtake in the middle of Sector 3. Very random place to overtake. Maybe he's running very, very high wings. Now he gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting corners. So it looks more like the race is now between Harold and Leon. Harold opting to stay out. Leon pushing on the brand new tyres. Can he make up 7 seconds in the next 5 laps and also pull off the overtake? Because we know just how hard it is to get the overtake fully done. Let's go. Trolley retires from the session. Might be on track. And it is. But as he's still driving, I think it might just be his AI that is continuing for him. So no virtual or full safety car. That time to Harold really dropping like a stone. There we go, we see Leon in the time down by another second in Sector 1. He's allowed himself to run out of battery. Won't be helping. And that is a 3-second time penalty for Sam. Multiple warnings. So he had none before, so it's only a total of 3 as well. Happy World also picks up a second 3-second penalty for a total of 6. But yeah, race looking a bit dire for him now. Leon is really gaining here. It looks almost inevitable that he's going to at least get onto the back of Harold before the end of this race. It was Harold who lost out on the last lap, last race, to someone doing a 2-stop, or he tried a 1-stop. He's going to try it again this race. Will it be different this time? Yeah, nearly under 3 seconds now. As we only have 3 laps to go. So Leon needs 1 second per lap and the overtake. And he pull it off as his tyres are going to be getting older and older and older. I wonder if we'll also see the likes of Valley and Nappy, for example, pitting at the end of this lap to go for the fastest lap of the race. So there we go, we can now see Harold and Leon in the same camera shot. And Nappy did go for the fastest lap of the race there. 25.9 for him. As Tech does seem to be inching a little closer to Leon. He was about 3.5 seconds before. Maybe Leon just losing his pace he had earlier in the race, maybe over pushing to try and get this win. But that leaves him with 2 laps to get the overtake done, and he's still not in DRS range. So it looks like it's going to be 1 lap to get the move done in the DRS. Yeah, it's funny that Tech has more pace because his tyres do seem to be a bit more worn on the front, but the rears not so much, so maybe he's running more downforce than Leon. Leon not picking up the DRS here. I think Harold's tyres really are starting to fall off the cliff. We will go on board and see how much DRS he has. He's only got about 10%. So does Leon. He hasn't left himself a lot to play with when it comes to defending. So we have a yellow flag in Sector 1. Looks almost inevitable that Leon is going to be able to get past at some point this lap. Right on the back of Harold. Will it be 2 races in a row that Harold loses the lead on the last lap to someone who's 2-stopped? Or can he change things and get the win? Leon's got DRS on, and he's using all of his battery now. Harold saving some of his. He might be trying to line up a move back on Leon onto the straight, but it looks like his tyres are so gone he just can't really get the exit he needs. And it might be over for Harold. really close enough to pull off any sort of move there. So Leon leads the way into Sector 3 to wrap up this race. So we'll have a quick look at Cannon to see if he's going to pull off a move. No, he's not. As he comes round the final corner to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for Tier 3, Harold second, and Tech, your third place finisher. The podium all within about 3 seconds of each other. Sam crosses the line, and it looks like Cannon, no he did not get past SNZ right at the end there, but that was really close. So SNZ into P5, defaults into P6, Cannon into P7, W Coolman into P8, Modi into P9, Valley P10, Nappy World, the only person left who has not been lapped after having set the fastest lap, which still stands nearly a second quicker than anyone else. He has a huge slide out of the penultimate corner and takes a checkered flag to finish this race. And here is your podium. Tech there, just falling on arrival. Harold still searching for that elusive win. I'm sure Ferrari will be happy with the performance of their driver today. Tech there, doing the same as he did last week. Just having a clean, normal race and making up places from his grid spot. So there is your final result there, with Leon P1, Harold P2, Tech P3, Sam P4, SNZ P5, Defaults P6, Cannon P7, W Coolman P8, A Hamodi P9, Valley P10, Nappy World P11, Siggy P12, Christian Mario P13, Tesco Trolley P14, and I believe it is Ted retiring in P15. That'll be all for us today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the Tier 2 race at the same time. See you then.